Hello again, and welcome back to Illegally Cited. This is Jesse, and I am back for another game accessibility and low vision spotlight kind of game video. We are taking a look at another PlayStation 5 game today. We are looking at the new Saints Row, kind of a Saints Row reboot. You remember back in the day, I really liked Saints Row 3 and 4 especially. 3 was just crazy. It was awesome. And it was just really fun. 4 kind of did the whole superhero thing, had the data clusters collection thing. I didn't care for, what was it, Gat Out of Hell? Really didn't care for that, but we are back with another Saints Row game, the reboot here, and I thought about getting this on PC, but again, until I get my new machine upgraded, I thought PlayStation 5 would be the safer version to review because I know it'll run. And before I go any further, again, I do want to let you know that I was provided a review code for this game. I was provided a review copy by the publisher, so I was able to review the game's accessibility and evaluate it as a possibility also for the Game Awards. So, um, just letting you know that I was provided a code for it, but I'm still going to give it my honest review and feedback. And honestly, I have not played a whole lot of this game so far. I will tell you that right up front, too. And it's largely because I have had a few visual issues with it. There are things that I really like. They do add a fair bit of accessibility settings. But I have had a few quirks and a few things here and there with the game. I don't have any music. You see, we do have sound effects here, but there are copyrighted songs in here, and I don't want to get it flagged. I thought I saw something. There's an option somewhere to get rid of copyrighted music, but I forget where it is, so we're just going to mute it, and then we're safe no matter what. What I will say is there is no text-to-speech. There's no text-to-speech to be found in this game. The text I wish were a little bit bigger. I like the dark contrast here as I move around. And I think this actually comes up better on my monitor than it did on my TV. I'm streaming this to my PC via the PlayStation Remote, so I'm able to record it. But when I was playing this on my TV, again, a large part of where I'm having a lot of the trouble is I'm playing on a 40-inch TV, and without text to speech, I'm finding that, playing, especially looking at HUD elements that are in any of the corners, or just reading menus and UI and some of the interfaces, without kind of really having to lean around and like lean over and look at things, or even almost like get up and look at a corner of the screen. I'm finding that's why, again, I've said this in other videos. I kind of like to play a lot of things on PC because I'm playing on about a 24-inch monitor. People generally tend to think that a bigger monitor is always a better thing, and if you're low vision, that isn't always the case. Because again, if you have everything that's big enough to where you can see it, yet not so big where you have to really lean over and like lean over or around and like look at things in the corners and things like that, I find it easier. So yeah, I wish the interface was a little bit bigger, but I like that. So let's go down to options, and I'll go through some of the stuff here. So we have gameplay. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, so we've got challenge. So that's kind of our difficulty. We've got co-op that we can do in this. Tutorial frequency, we can adjust that, which is good. Tutorial length, okay. Auto save, you have some settings there. Okay, show all presets. Let's see. Controls, and I believe you can. I believe we can remap. We can view controls. Yes, we can. Okay, customize wireless controller. Yep. And then you have different sliders as well, which I really like. So we have for left and right. And then we have a whole bunch of things for toggles. So I'm not going to read every one of these aloud, but there are a lot of different elements where like you can do between like holds and toggles. I'm just trying to look at a couple that might stand out. Like so you're firing your weapon aim, weapon reload, all these different types of things. So there's a lot of surprisingly, it's pretty deep in some areas. Like you can go in there and there's like a lot of sub menus. Like you go under controls and you go under these areas and there's like sub menus of options. You have your invert options, so you can invert your sticks there if you want to. Invert your look. We've got a display settings. Yeah, so graphic quality, I'm running at 1080p, basically high quality because I'm running on a 1080p TV. Just trying to see if there's anything in here. So camera shake, you can turn that off. Motion blur, you can turn that off. I know a lot of people like to turn that off. Hide HUD, we don't want to do that. Brightness and, okay, audio. We do have a lot of different options here. We have some audio sliders. We have our, master volume, our music, our sound, our voice. Oh, okay. Mute music. I could have just done that instead of turning the volume all the way down. Oh well. Um, Audio mix. I switched that to headphones. So again, if you have a different sound profile, you can set that. Oh, there it is. Licensed music. Tee hee. I'll just keep it all off for now because it's easier for you to hear me then. But there's our licensed music. Voice chat. We're not doing multiplayer, so I don't really care. Content, audio, volume. Okay. And then you have a whole bunch of subtitle options. Here's where they put some subtitle stuff. Here we got subtitles. We've got opacity. We've got names we can turn on and off. We've got our size, subtitle speed. So a bunch of different options there. And then camera, we've got a few different things here. We got a whole bunch of like sensitivity. What are these top two here? Oh, invert. Okay, yeah. So your typical stuff. Now, what's really interesting is you have the options menu, and usually there's just an accessibility tab or area under options or settings, but actually they put their own they have a whole separate accessibility menu, which I almost overlooked. I'm like, huh, they were talking about a lot of accessibility features, but I didn't see, there was some nice stuff there, but I didn't see it. And then I'm like, oh, there's actually a whole separate accessibility menu that is then also broken down by category like gameplay. Um, Automatic QuickTime events. Huzzah! QuickTime events suck. I can tell already that there has been a couple cutscenes that seem like, yeah, there is probably going to be some QuickTime events. So I turn that on. Vehicle speed limit. So if you're having trouble kind of managing everything, you can, when you're on the road, you can turn that on. No time limit. I turned this on because especially if you are doing like a tail or a chase mission, or you're trying to find out where an objective is or something, it can be really, really frustrating to be like, oh, you didn't do it quick enough and you got to restart all over again. That is a thing that I really don't think I've seen too much, if at all, in open world games. So that is a really cool thing. I applaud that they did that. Timed objectives difficulty. So if you don't want to get rid of the time limits altogether, you can still turn that down a little bit so you can have an easier time, but not get rid of it altogether. Again, you got your camera stuff here, or control. I said camera. We got your controls here. I think this is a lot of the stuff that was in the other menu. Visual. There's a couple things under here that I like. Now, high contrast. I love that they put this in here, but there's been a couple of other games, especially like the Naughty Dog games, and I can talk about at least the pre-release version of God of War since I've played it and I've already talked about it in a released video. The thing that I like about their high contrast modes is that not only do they exist, but you can access them within the game. In here, you can change them, but you can't turn high contrast mode on and off on the fly. And that is a big deal because I turned it on to try it. And what I found is that some parts of it were really handy, but then there were parts where I just wanted to look at a piece of the environment that I was in, or I triggered a cutscene, and then the cutscenes were all in this minimalist high contrast state as well. I would love to be able to hit a button combination or again swipe a direction on the touchpad, all of The Last of Us and God of War, um, where I can toggle that on. Like if I turn the setting on, give me a gesture, give me a command where I can turn that on and off outside of the menu because it kind of disincentivizes me to use it if I want to enjoy the original graphics of the game and if I have to go in and out of a couple layers deep of a menu to turn a feature like that on and off because it does drastically affect the way the game looks. And I will show you that. Motion blur, again, we've got that. We've got camera shake. We can turn that off. Okay, okay. Takedown camera. You can turn that off if that's too distracting. I'm not quite sure what that is. Full cops? I'm not quite sure. Reticle settings. So let's go in here. This was pretty cool because you can change the colors of things, but you can even change when you're just aiming down, like aiming down the sights ADS, or when you're just like shooting from the hip. And I was trying a couple different ones. Like I have the shotgun sight. You can have it be dynamic as the default, but if there's one particular type of crosshair that you like, usually the crosshair, for the shotgun is pretty big. So I chose that just to see. And then I chose the assault rifle sight for when I'm aiming down sights. And that one seemed to work pretty good. The other thing that we'll soon see, I forget where it is, there's a really nice lock-on system where it'll, where you can hold, when you lock on, it'll snap to an enemy and then I can see the life bar over their head. And it does make finding especially distant or high up enemies easier to see. And look at that, I cranked up the reticle size all the way. I think it was really small by default. So that is a kudos. That is a very nice low vision feature. Minimap rotation. GPS ground arrows on. Interesting that you can turn that off. Again, one thing that I would love to see, and to my knowledge, it's not in here. GPS works when you're in a vehicle. And I've said this in a few other videos. For games that are open world or where you're in car and on foot, I wish GPS, I wish it just was not limited to when you're in a vehicle. I wish that you could toggle the GPS on when you're on foot. Because sometimes it's like I'm in an area and I'm still not quite sure where it is I'm supposed to go. Maybe I have to go up, like a ladder, or there's it's not on the ground floor, or there's something that I'm overlooking. I would just like to have an on foot breadcrumb trail or arrow system, just like I do when I'm on foot. So that is something, it's great that it's in when you're in a vehicle. But I've seen so many pretty much most, if not almost every open world game or every game that has on foot and in vehicle traversal um, does this. So I would really love to see on foot navigation as well. GPS wall arrows, so you can say only on the turns, or you can say turns and straightaways or off. So that is really nice. Enemy health bars. We got some blood and gore effects. And I think these are more just sort of like visual things here. We got a colorblind, some colorblind options here. So there's some nice visuals. Audio. And I think a lot of these are the same that were under the other thing. Oh, wait, I think there was one in here. Let's see. Yeah, prioritize critical speech. That is cool. They've worded it differently, but there was another game that did that too that I reviewed. It was one of Ubisoft games, and I can't remember which one. I like that. Yeah. So you have a couple of the extra options there, and then you have your sliders. You have your camera stuff, and I believe, yeah, here's where you have your lock-on options. So, you have lock-on type, full. You have full, snap only. So I just left it at full for now. You can set your, what is it here? Auto lock on new target. Lock, basically you can, your sensitivity, you can have it narrow or wide. And then you've got a whole bunch of sensitivities for like when you're in the vehicle, when you're on foot, etc., etc. So there, like I said, there are a lot of options here. There are a lot of options, and there's some of them that I haven't even seen in before. So I'm glad they did that, but let's go to continue here. I do wish they had text to speech, I'm not going to lie. Because again, you're going to have a lot of your UI, you're going to have a lot of your pause menu, your upgrades, your weapons, any perks, anything like that. So here we go. Oh yeah, look at our funky character. They have they have a pretty in-depth character creator. Again, I've made some really horrific dudes in previous Saints Row games, but this guy, I just had to laugh. He's got this like really high mohawk spike haircut, and then he's got this big old mustache. I was debating, there was another beard one that looked really funny. There's something about
yes.
Look at his like forehead with the big old mohawk and then the mustache. It just cracks me up. He looks like some kind of like, he just has this, I don't know, like sexual predator, just really skeezy looking vibe about him. And we're playing a criminal gang, so it's like, okay, but he just has this really goofy dirtbag look about him. So here we go. We are in an open world. And I got to remember, how do we... No. Right, okay, so our phone interface, this is where you can bring up your map, and this is all the further you can zoom in. Now, I will admit, again, playing this on the computer, this is actually a little bit easier to see, even though I'm on a smaller screen. it's right in front of me and I don't have to lean over to try to see that stuff on the right. And if I wanted to, if I was playing this on the PC, I could probably use Windows Magnifier to see things even further. That being said, like I said, until I get my PC upgraded, I didn't want to get the code for the PC version and then not being able to run it or run it well. So again, no text to speech, but again, over on the right-hand side, the text isn't too bad. I like the dark background. Wish the text could be a bit bigger. There's plenty, look at that, there's plenty of space in that text box, so it's like you could crank up the font a little bit. That would be a really nice thing to have. We can't, let's see, we can, oh, right, okay, it doesn't work that way. So we can go into, we got different skills and different things that we can do. So we did that. That contrast for the text on that smartphone is really kind of bad by default, and it's actually really hard to see which thing is being highlighted, at least to me. I see when I move back and forth, like I can see something has changed, but it's so slightly different.
Wow, I'm not even high.
Yeah, me neither. You can kind of tell, but it definitely takes some effort to try to see what item is being highlighted. You know, I can go in here. Missions. So, I mean, I like the whole cell phone interface. I mean, even Saints Row 3 and 4 did that.
This is really great.
So you don't have everything unlocked here just yet. I want to go in, well, no, let's walk around the world a little bit, and then I want to show you the high contrast. Because there are things I like about it. But there are also, like I said, there are times where I don't want it on because I actually want to see what the world looks like. Camera's being a little bit wiggy, and I'm trying to remember what the use button is now, because I've been jumping between like 3 different games lately. Okay, and I can jump in here. Yeah, there's other games where I haven't been able to jump. So going back and forth like this, I'm like, okay, what button do I have to hit? Yeah, okay, triangle is... Oh, what did we do here? Okay, let's see. I'm trying to get acquainted with the controls again. I'm just making sure there's nothing else we can do in here. What is this? Oh, okay. Or basically our closet. Okay.
Fun is good. Must remember that.
You think? Let's see what else we got in here.
Circumoral headphones with the optimized ventilated magnet system and the silver-plated copper cable.
All right, I'm just gonna jump out, man. There we go.
Woo! This is lit.
So it's a very colorful game. Saints Row games have generally been, especially after the first 1 or 2, they've been generally pretty colorful. You got the Saints Row purple. Again, I've only played really a couple missions in because I've kind of had a little bit of trouble finding things in the open world.
My bidet changed my life.
Okay, that's sure, lady, whatever. And just like before, I can just go ahead and...
It's just a car.
It is just a car. So we're going to steal this vehicle real quick. And we're going to get away. We'll drive around a little bit here. Oh, wow, that is... And you do have buttons where, like, I can jump into the gunner's seat, or I can even, like, jump onto the roof if I want to. But I'm not going to do that right now. So, let's see. Let's bring up the map here, which is the touchpad. And let's see, where do I want to go? So there we are, I think. Let's see. I want to find like actual some objective, not just a store. That is... Okay, that's a clothing store. Yeah, leather and lace, I remember. Let's see. I just want to find... Okay, what is that? Dumpster diving. Okay, I don't know. Let's see, what is that? It must be some kind of a side objective. So now we've created a GPS route. And there you go. See those arrows on the road? We have glowy arrows. I'm a big fan of glowy arrows. And I did say this in another recent video. Sometimes I do wish that I could just slightly tweak the camera, you know, have it aimed down a tiny bit more at the road so the car is at the bottom instead of being more kind of in the middle, because I want to see more, especially where turns are. But when I drive, see, it automatically kind of brings the camera back up again. So I wish I could turn the look spring, the vertical look spring, off so that I could be able to see that a little bit better. So I just missed my corner here. So we are gonna try to again, going back and forth between different games. Okay, we're right here. So I can get out. Okay, and then where is my objective? So dumpster diving. This is again where... Okay, that is highlighted.
I can put this to good use.
Okay, it's just a simple... Okay. Wow, I thought it was going to be more involved than that, but I guess not. Okay, let's go back to our car here. And let's choose another objective here. Let's go to our thing, go to our map. And we need to do... That's our lair. Okay, yeah, that's our lair. That's a store. What are you? You are... Oh, another dumpster dive. How about... You are... Photo hunt. Ooh, that sounds very visual. Weather station. So if you get a wingsuit, apparently, you can use that to launch off. Let's see. What are you? Lost Wheels. Okay, so that's going to give me some XP. Okay, it's like a discovery thing. It's probably one of those like, oh, you got to go find a car and then bring it back. I mean, I guess we could do it, or we could go to it anyway. Okay, so we got to go backwards. We got to turn around here. I don't know that you're going to get to see a lot of shooting. I mean, I could, you know, I could just open fire on the street or whatever, but
Shit, did I leave my credit card at the restaurant?
oh, I went the wrong way. Oh, okay, it just rerouted us. Okay. All right, let's do, I want to show you the high contrast. Oh. See, now it's under accessibility here, under options, so it's weird. On the main menu, accessibility has its own thing. And then... All right, so let's do highlights only to start with. Now you see how many menus I had to go into to access that? That is kind of obnoxious. So now you have highlights around like cars and things like that. And I do wish you could change the arrow color as well, because it kind of, I don't know that it really super blends in, but it kind of can be a little more difficult to see. So we can just keep going forward here. Now let me show you what it's like if I go under options. So again, all the way down to accessibility, down to visuals, and then I'll turn the full thing on. Wait, did I switch that right? Yeah, full, okay. So now you see a lot of the environment actually has become more basic and high contrast. So when you see people, they almost have this like silhouette quality about them. The arrows on the road are a little bit easier to see, which I do like. Depending on the environment you're in, enemies can be easier to locate. But again, like I said, sometimes I want to be able to watch a cutscene, or I want to be able to just look at what the environment looks like, because the environment is going to look like this pretty much whatever time of day it is. It's just going to look like this high contrast theme. And I totally... Okay, let's go this way. Oh, I was like that. I thought I heard some weird noise over there. Okay, so out of my way, vehicles. I can do a power brake or a handbrake thing as well. I'm just going slow with it because I don't want to attract the fuzz right now. I don't know, there's just something about this game. Like I said, I did really well with Saints Row 3 and 4, but there's something about, I don't know what it is. There's just something about this game where I find it a little bit harder to see, and I don't know why. I can't put my finger on it necessarily. I love the arrows. I love some of the high contrast things. Would like to be able to turn it on and off outside of menus. That would be a wonderful thing. I would really, really love text-to-speech. Oh. I would like to get into some combat, but again, I don't know which story missions are going to necessarily have that. So we're just in this deserty... Okay, so... Okay, if I hold... Okay, that's funny. If I hold Y, that's how you get onto the roof. Okay. So I see my little arrow up there. Let's do a little bit of on-foot traversal here. I can run. I didn't think it was that far away. But you see how the environment has its own sort of high contrast to it. And there is no navigation system really. Like there's no like, oh, you know, go to this objective. There's nothing like The Last of Us or anything like that. You kind of just have to watch for a tiny little, you know, see that little icon right there? Especially if there's a lot of chaos happening, that can be rather difficult to see. So I have, yeah, see, because of the high contrast, like I have no idea where this is. I should almost find another car.
What's going on here?
Oh, okay, hey, hey, dude, I want your car. Okay, I'll just... This looks fun. Okay, where are we going? So, I mean, this kind of seems like a dirt road, but I don't see... We gotta be... Okay, we are really close. Is it on the other side of that structure? Let's climb up. Yeah. See, now because everything is high contrast, everything is just kind of muted colors and stuff. So it's, in a way, it can almost be a little bit more disorienting in some cases. So let's just get out. It was... You gonna let me out over here? Alright, so what the hell am I looking for here? Now I'm curious. Let's see what this looks like normal now. Visual off. Okay, yep, so we are nighttime. So this looks pretty good. I like the nighttime look, but again, yeah, it's just, okay, there's something up. Can I walk up this hill? I'm just trying to figure out where this stupid... Okay, it's up here. Again, I really wish for like an on-foot... Even like the Far Cry games, I remember having a lot of trouble because I'm looking for this stupid-ass little visual indicator. So we got cars down there. So what exactly am I looking for? I'm trying to figure out what that humming noise is. If that's something I can interact with, or... So it's not up high, I don't think. Whatever this weird structure is. Let's go see what's in here. I'm trying to look around just to see if there's any like collectibles or anything like that too. Because again, I haven't played really far into this, but I don't know, there's something about it. Like, I'm glad that there are a lot of accessibility features here, but for some reason, just as a low vision player, I'm having a little bit more issue kind of finding things. Than I thought I would. Just sort of wandering around here. See, now do I even see... Is that mapped anymore? Or is that... So it's something up here. What the heck is it? It's got to be this thing. What the hell am I supposed to do with it? Because I thought it says lost. What did it say? Like lost car or lost something or other? But maybe I read it wrong. So
Weird.
oh, okay. I had to hold Y. Okay, so did I do what I was supposed to? Yeah, apparently I did. Okay. I guess I didn't hold Y enough. Okay, well that was really uneventful. I do want to get into a little bit of a gunfight here, at least so you can see some of the lock-on and whatnot. So let's go back into town. I'll find a vehicle or something here, and then we'll just tool around. We'll cause some mischief. And I guess so far the other thing is I really haven't found the story or the characters really to be all that compelling so far. To be perfectly honest with you, I'm like, yeah, I don't know, they're fine, they're okay, whatever, but nothing really exciting. All right, let's go find. There's some vehicles over here. Again, we're kind of out in the wasteland right now, so we got to get back to civilization. Hey dudes, I'm gonna go ahead and need one of you guys to stop.
This is my car now.
Damn right. Okay, we got a car. Question is, where the heck are we going? Where are we going? We're just gonna do a little bit of Baja, and hopefully we'll find some civilization here. Ooh. Get up there. Hopefully this is back towards civilization. There we go. Probably wrecked the crap out of, out of this car. Alright, couldn't turn that very well. Come on. Because when we get to more populated area, then we can start just opening fire and probably getting a wanted level and whatnot, and then we'll be able to shoot some dudes. Because I could try to find another mission, but I don't know what kind of missions we're going to really have available. And trying to find all those gazillions of icons on the map right now. Okay, maybe we're not. Maybe we're not going back towards civilization. We're just following... Boy, that lighting makes it really tough. Some of the kind of the glare effects making it a little interesting to see. Hey, bud. Okay. I think we're getting back into... Here we go. Okay, we found at least some semblance of society. So let's go ahead and... Alright, we jumped on the roof.
Sometimes I wish I could run away.
Okay, how about I punch you? Can I... Let's see if we get some targets here.
Send me back up! I'm so good I surprised myself.
And just like the Saints Row 3 and 4, you can change your character voice along with your appearance. So let's get some cops and stuff going on here. I just want to get some... I want to trigger enemies so that we can... Are you? You're not locking on because it's just regular people. But if we gun down a few pedestrians here, we'll... Okay, cops are pissed. Oh, I wonder if I have the I wonder if I switched the difficulty by accident. I was playing on normal, and then...
Going for a flank.
Okay, there we got a snap.
Running for cover.
Weird. It's not snapping on. You think you would treat the cops as enemies. But I can bring up my weapon wheel here.
That one had to hurt.
I was hoping I could show you more of the snap. I mean, it will if you're in an actual mission. I'm trying to remember what... I can't remember what the grenade button is. Okay, there we go. That one locked on. So I like, you see that little health bar right above the enemy. So like if there is an enemy, you can see right where it is. But you see my gun crosshair. I have the shotgun as my hip, shoot from the hip, and then I aim in. I have this crosshair. So if you find one that you like, you could just set that to both, or you could customize it however you wanted.
I have no choice here.
Yeah, that guy snapped on. Okay, now we're getting... There we go. Now we're getting some lock on. Starting to piss off the cops a little more. Okay, here we go. Now we're doing it. I'm trying to remember what the hell the grenade button is. I know it had the tutorial the other day when I was playing it, but I don't remember. Again, I've been playing several different games lately, so switching between different control schemes, I'm like, what was that button again? But, again, it's an open world game. You do have things like insurance fraud. You have, your different types of mini games and stuff, or side missions. You got your main story missions. I've had to evade the cops. I've had to get in shootouts. I haven't done anything with like any flying vehicles or anything like that. Ooh, that looks cool. Somebody exploded down there and I just got schmucked. Okay, we got some nice explosions over here.
Leave me alone.
Right on. Kill or be killed.
Oh, do I not? Oh, I don't even have a pistol anymore. I had a pistol earlier.
Deserve that.
Well, this guy's dead. I know we haven't gotten any missions in that, but what I wanted to focus on was the game's accessibility. Finding objectives on the map, finding objectives in the real world.
I should be off the clock already.
Whatever, Barney. There we go. Again, I can do a little roll out of the way. That kind of a thing. Yeah, I gotta crank up the difficulty because I'm not attracting much as far as reinforcements go at all. Blow up the car! Ah! Hopefully they'll run into somebody when they're scared now and then they'll blow up. Oh, there we go. Yep. Because their health bar was down pretty good. Okay. And like I said, you do have different. I've only unlocked I think one so far, but you can
We're not moving.
have different abilities and stuff too. Yeah, that guy's all freaked out now. So there are accessible. Whoa. Okay. Whoa. I just got completely flung away by that explosion behind me. Just causing our regular old mischief, because that's always fun in these games. For a little while, anyway. I am probably going to continue playing this, but like I said, I am having a little bit more just trouble trying to find
I'll go around.
finding some of the objectives and stuff like that. I like the high contrast mode. I like the arrows. I like the lock-on type of things. There's some features in here that the ability to skip quick time events is a huge deal. And again, maybe there's just so much going on that my mind, I can't really devote to a game like this right now, so I'm just not in the mood. But there is something here. I am a fan of the Saints Row games, especially 3, 4, the last a couple of Saints Row games. So I will dive back into this at some point here. But wanted to give you an overview of the Saints Row reboot. As far as what options are there, this game is not blind accessible. There is no text to speech, no on foot navigation system. You will need some vision to be able to play this. So anyway, hope you guys did enjoy the video. I wish I could have shown you a little bit more, but just wanted to give you an overview. Give the video a like if you did. Follow me on Twitter at BGFH79, twitch.tv/illegally cited, illegally-cited.com, and right here on YouTube. So until next time, I will chat with everybody again later.